everybody. My name is Daniel. I'm with Campers Inn. We're here at the Raleigh RV show. We're joined here on a pretty special day. We've started a phenomenal new partnership with a brand that we want to introduce here live at the Raleigh RV show. It's the new Alliance RV and their feature fifth wheel called the Paradigm. I'm joined here with Ryan Brady, one of the founders of Alliance RV. Welcome, Ryan.
Yeah, excited to be here, Daniel. This is an exciting day. A lot of work in the making, bringing the Alliance to the market, and we're here at the Raleigh RV show, and very proud to be partnered with Campers Inn, and looking forward to showing you around the new 370 FB.
Well, it certainly is an incredibly looking, attractive fifth wheel. Looks like you guys have done some nice things inside this unit as far as content. The look is fantastic, but even more so the story.
Yeah.
The story of Alliance.
Absolutely. So it was founded by a collection of industry veterans, primarily from Heartland, Keystone, and Grand Design. And so we started the company in the spring of last year, and for the first 6 months, we didn't build a single RV. But what we did do is went out and joined some owners forums. We created a Facebook page of our own, which I'll mention is Alliance RV Group. And we listen. You know, people camp in these things, they full time in these rigs, and we saw a need to address some of that functionality issues that hadn't been addressed. And so, you know, we're excited to be independent, to be focused on quality and service, and not necessarily focus on building, you know, quantity, but really building quality.
Yeah, fantastic. You can instantly see it as you walk around this coach, as you walk inside this coach. There's a lot to be impressed about. Campers Inn, we've been around since 1966. We believe that our partnership aligns very well with their partnership. Just the name, it tells the story itself. It's an alliance. There's an alliance there with the consumer, an alliance there with their dealer partners, so we're excited about it. I think the consuming public is going to be very interested in this product. We're fortunate that Alliance chose to have an alliance with us at Campers Inn. So if you want to speak to that.
You know, it was an easy decision. Campers Inn as a dealer, I think you guys have been around since 1966, and we think the values align. You guys value the not just the front end service component, but that after sale service, and that's really what Alliance stands for. We want to take care of our customers, not just at point of sale, but really embrace them as part of the Alliance family, and value them with great customer service. And I think that lines up with what you guys do at Campers Inn.
Yeah, we're excited about it. The customer right now is in an interesting position because they're wanting a little bit more for their dollar than the RV industry has been giving them over the last few years. So it's nice to see more brands, especially your brand, come out with a keen focus on customer commitment. So we're really excited about it because that's also our commitment.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, and it's exciting seeing it here at the show, and customers kind of realizing, that light going off in their head saying, man, somebody's listened, and somebody is back to building an RV that kind of resonates with their needs and wants.
Over the years of selling RVs to a wide range of consumers, I hear a lot of feedback from customers. I wish that somebody would listen to us, or it's a shame that the RV manufacturers aren't designing these RVs for, us.
Yep.
You guys have kind of done that.
We've tried, right? And so wherever we can build consensus, we do. I mean, you can't be everything to everyone, but what we can do is build consensus and listen to the feedback. And if we hear it, over and over, we know there's something to it. And I think as we go through the rig and point out some of the things, you guys will realize it too.
Well, let's go through some of those things. I know some of the most important things that you've done inside this coach. As well as outside of the coach. We'll get to the outside, but the inside of the coach, there's some phenomenal features to this coach, not just the look of it.
Yep.
If you want to talk,
let's go through some of these things. It feels nice and roomy in here, right? So we have gone with a wide body construction. We are 101 inches wide, and one of the complaints that we heard out in the market was that units were feeling a little dark. They're narrow, felt dark. You're seeing a lot of brown tones, a lot of yellow tones, dark wall boards and ceiling panels. So we've tried to brighten up the coach. You'll notice with the natural blonde wood here, the big windows throughout. We've tried to maximize window space wherever we can. So even on a cloudy day, we want this thing feeling bright. Some of the things I want to talk about is the carpet or lack thereof, right? We don't have a thread of carpet anywhere in the Alliance RV. And so we heard over and over from the people on our Facebook page and on the owners forums was the desire to eliminate carpet. So slide outs, closets, bedrooms, nowhere in the coach will you find a thread of carpet.
So Ryan, tell us a little bit about the features. This is a pretty unique kitchen, pretty unique range.
Absolutely. So, kitchens, critically important, right? People want nice kitchens in their RV. So a couple things we've done is you'll notice the range. We incorporated a much larger oven than what's historically been in these RVs. So you have a 4-burner cast iron cooktop where if you had a pan on one of them, you can still utilize the others. An oven that is actually 3.7 cubic feet. So I think somebody at a show called it turkey certified. So I'll go ahead and use that. So turkey certified oven, nice and big, functional, that you can actually cook inside of it. Another thing that we've done, Daniel, is we centered the range. So we heard from a couple customers saying, in a lot of these RVs, you'll find this kind of tucked off to the side. And we heard the desire to have countertop space on each side of that oven. Again, making it more functional. If you look at our cabinets, I talked about the natural blonde wood, but what we've also done is we've incorporated soft close catches on all of our cabinet doors. All the drawers as well have soft close as well. Another complaint that we heard that we wanted to address was the kitchen slides. So oftentimes in these fifth wheels, a customer would be using their oven, their microwave, getting into their cabinets, and you have what we call that toe kick, that raised kitchen slide. So we tasked our engineer and said, hey, we've heard it from customers. They complain about these raised kitchen slides. Is there any way we can make it flush? And fortunately, we have a great engineer on our team, and he was able to accomplish that. So when you're using your oven, your microwave, the cabinet doors, we've eliminated that raised kitchen slide, again, making it more functional.
Now, Ryan, one of the things that I've liked about the Facebook page is the fact that you guys would, from time to time, you'd put select options, A, B, or C, on the Facebook page for people to choose from. I think that the sink might have been one of those options.
The sink was. So we put it out to the Facebook group, a single bowl sink or a double bowl sink, and the feedback was a single bowl sink was more desirable. I think, kind of having that farmhouse big bowl sink, easier to clean dishes, easier to get underneath versus the double bowl sink. Another thing we've done here, so you'll notice that there's a light here, a little accent light, which, it makes it look nice, but it also doubles as a light for underneath the sink. Yeah, so we have nice storage area underneath that's lit up. Another thing I'll point out too is the shutoff valve. At all the major plumbing locations, we've incorporated a shutoff valve. So we had someone say, hey, before, if you had a leak at a faucet or a toilet, that could be a unit down situation, right? Because you have a leak and there's no way to isolate it. With the shutoff valves, just like a house, you can isolate that leak but still use the rest of your rig. So we're excited to incorporate that feature.
Really smart, really smart.
The drawers as well, we had customers complain that drawer panels were falling out. So if they put too much weight in the drawer, it would fall out. So if you feel all of our drawers underneath, you'll feel plywood. We've reinforced all the drawers with plywood so that they're travel full drawers. You're not going to have a panel falling out of an Alliance drawer. I'll pan in here to the entertainment section. This was an area that we spent a lot of time focusing on. So we're using an LG smart TV. Everybody's got their devices and stream, and so we wanted to make sure we were up with the latest technology. So it is smart, so customers can stream on it. But we heard the complaint that with this configuration, it's often kind of a up-down look here, and there's not much functional use of space. So we extended this out, so if somebody did have a gaming device, they'd have a nice shelf where they can put it on. This is something that's gone over really, really well too. So again, we spent 6 months just critically evaluating everything and the design and all the components that went into this thing. And so as we were looking at this, we're like, what's behind the fireplace? Why not unlock that storage that historically had not been used in these rigs?
Great feature.
Yeah, this is probably one of my most exciting features that I like to talk about. So, we have a sleeper sofa on this back wall. Customers might have blankets or pillows, sheets, kitchen accessories. Just another great place to put that stuff.
And it's really interesting to me that by the fact that you got the feedback online to kind of assess how you wanted to design and build this, I remember many customers were, and you guys had options as far as were you going to build it on an up and down lift, on an electric lift, and with a window behind it.
Yeah.
And it turns out that this was probably the most preferred concept, and it allows you to have this nice little feature as well too for the consumer.
So what we heard is, with the TV, oftentimes the TV was always up anyways. So they rarely put it up and down, they left it up. So what we did do was expand the window behind the range to make up for the no window there. The other thing, by not doing the elevator TV, it allowed us to do that cool pull-out fireplace concept as well.
That's great. It's a great concept.
So working our way here on the back wall, another thing that we saw commonly done aftermarket was this modification. Customers were unlocking this storage as well. We've gone ahead and done that from the factory as standard. So we have flip-up tables next to the sleeper sofa on the back wall.
Yeah, it's a great concept. That's a great feature to showcase to customers, but also for versatility to be able to use it. Because everybody in RVs, they need storage.
Absolutely.
Everywhere they can put everything they can, that's great.
You'll notice the 110, and next to the 110 we have a USB charger. So again, with technology these days, USB chargers was something that we heard often. So we have USB chargers on both sides of the sleeper sofa. In the theater style seats, we have USB chargers, and on each side of the bed, you'll see a USB charger.
So Ryan, you guys did a few interesting concepts here in the main living room slide.
Yeah, so it was a challenge trying to decide a love seat versus a theater style seat. So we went back and forth which one to choose, and we went to our furniture vendor and said, hey, is there any way to kind of incorporate the two? And we were able to pull it off. So we have this flip down center console. So if you did want the theater style seat, flip it down. If you wanted more of a love seat, if somebody had a big pet or something that they do allow on the furniture, perfect place for that. The theater seat or the love seat is power reclined, so you can extend back. I've tested it actually, it is very comfortable. These little end tables are prepped for a little TV tray too, if somebody did want to add that aftermarket. On the windows, again, we're using big windows throughout. So at the end of this slide, you see a nice big window, big windows in the slide room. On the freestanding table and chairs, this was something that we heard from the customers as well, is eliminating that knee knocker underneath the table. So a lot of these tables have a pedestal below, and customers complained to us. They said, hey, when we get into our dinette table, it's kind of a challenge because you're banging your knee up against that pedestal. So we went with a table mount that is fixed to the wall rather than the floor. Another thing that we did is we heard from customers on these window treatments. For decor reasons, people have these window legs, balance legs that stick out a couple inches. And so we heard the complaint that people had dinette chairs that would bang up against it. So it kind of took away some of the usable space in the slide. So we still made it look nice. We have a hardwood balance leg, but we made it more flush to the wall.
Oh, I think it's fantastic. The way that you've trimmed around the window, not many people are doing that. And when they are doing it, they're doing it in a cheaper version. And especially for the price point of this fifth wheel, that's a great feature. It's super attractive. It blends well, and yes, that's a well-known little problem in the RV business.
We do have 2 folding chairs that we include underneath the bed, so you do have 4 dinette chairs that come with your paradigm. This is a great feature that we've incorporated as well. So we had this little wall area, and rather than leaving it blank, we said, hey, let's incorporate a nice little sitting area. So we have coat hooks there, nice little storage area below, and a great place to sit down, take your shoes off. If you do have company, just another sitting area here as well. Nice little cork board so you can leave your significant other a note, honey-do list.
I guarantee you that
anything like my wife.
The RV public will be using that cork board.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Here in the hallway, this is pretty cool. I don't know if you can get a picture of the lights as I demo this, but the complaint was with lights, it's either on bright or off, right? And there was nothing really in between. And so we've incorporated a light dimming switch on all of our rigs. So in the living area and in the bedroom, we have a dimmer on the lights.
Yeah, it's a great feature.
Yeah, it's the little things. Again, it's not one thing that we think makes us a better coach, but it's 30 little things that we've made just a little bit better than the competition.
Well, Ryan, before we go into the bathroom or the bedroom, I want to talk about the ceiling, the air conditioning. This is a phenomenal feature. I think it'll speak volumes, and it makes perfect sense why you guys chose to do this.
Yeah. So we we wanted our rigs to stand tall from an HVAC standpoint. So we know a lot of these people that full time and camp in these things regularly. They're going to warm weather locations, whether it's Texas or Florida or Arizona. And so what we've done is we've incorporated 3 air conditioners standard from the factory. We have over 40,000 BTUs of ACs. We have 2 air conditioners in the living area and 1 in the bedroom. And so in these big open areas, wherever we can, we use a direct dump AC. And that's an intentional decision. In talking to the air conditioner vendor, they highlighted to us that it's much more efficient to discharge the AC this way. So when you're running ductwork in your ceiling, that hot attic is clearly hot, right? And so when you have duct up there, it stands to reason that that cool air is going to be less cool when it comes off the AC than where it comes off the vent of the ductwork. So in these big open areas, we've done the direct AC, and it's got the added benefit of increasing the insulation value in the roof by not having the ductwork up there. Now in the bedroom, we do have walls that we have to get behind, so we're forced to duct the AC, but again, in these big open areas, we do the direct dump AC. The other neat thing with them is they're quiet, very quiet. That used to be the knock on the direct ACs, is that they used to be loud. Coleman came out with their Q series. Q stands for quiet. Q series air conditioner. So we had these things down in Tampa. We had both of these things running. We were having a conversation. We had the TV on. No issues as well. So I'd encourage people, make sure you have them firing them up at your dealership. Listen to the ACs and hear for yourself how quiet these things really are.
That's a great point. So here in the 370 FB model, the front bathroom model, we also have a half bath. We have a pantry. You want to talk about these nice features?
Yeah. So we've incorporated the pantry. Good storage here in the kitchen. Has a motion sensing light. Another customer driven feature we had, someone mentioned to us, having a light at the ceiling's nice, right? It can light up that top shelf. But they said, wouldn't it be nice if you ran a light strip floor to ceiling that lights up all those shelves? So we've done that. All those shelves are nice and lit for you in the pantry. This floor plan does come with a half bath, which is nice, not tracking through your bedroom to access the bathroom. Did want to mention in here, all of our toilets are soft close. So not only do we have soft close cabinet doors, soft close drawers, but we have a soft close toilet. So people getting up in the middle of the night, slamming down the toilet is not possible.
And the features,
paradigm.
Yeah, and the features just, they keep going in this camper. You've got a shoe storage spot and you've got a smart wire.
Yeah, so
this is a great concept. This is just a cute little concept that just makes perfect sense for RVers, but this is a fantastic model.
We're very proud of this. So if you call our customer service department, we can provide wiring schematics on every single floor plan that we build. We know a lot of people do aftermarket modifications that require access in the electrical, and if you've looked at some of these rigs, they can be kind of a mess when you open up the guts and look at the wiring. And so we've tasked our production team and our engineers to make it as easy as possible. We've eliminated kind of that spaghetti mess of wiring. It's much tighter, and we can provide the schematics to do the aftermarket modifications.
It's really interesting. Just yesterday on Facebook, I saw a customer share a picture of a hidden wall that had wires everywhere. It was a giant mess, so it's nice to see the attention to detail that I'm sure the consuming public is just going to fall in love with. The features and the design, they just continue here in the bedroom of the 370 FB. Some great content. I love the stickers that highlight some of the content, and that's a great thing. But one thing I want to pay attention to over here is on the bed, with this king size bed, the windows, the windows to the sides for cross ventilation, but also the rear window. A lot of design went into that from the Facebook page.
Yeah, so initially, I think you remember on the initial designs of the Paradigm, we had a big window back there, and we heard the complaint, and we listened. People wanted a headboard. So we made the change. We did want to make sure we had a window, which we still have here, obviously, but we shortened the window so that we could incorporate a headboard. A couple other neat things I do want to mention. Daniel touched on it. You get the cross ventilation. That window in the slide also slides open, so you can open up both windows, get a nice cross breeze in here. You have 110 outlets on each side of the bed, and we have a USB charger on each side. You'll notice too, as I'm accessing the bed, we heard the complaint that a lot of these fifth wheels, the bed's kind of jammed into a slide and it's tough to access it, tough to make the bed. We've tried to make it as easy as possible to get in there for that very purpose of making the bed. We do have the light dimming switch up here as well, so for that mood lighting, you can do that. We want this thing to look good as well, and this is a common kind of residential trend with these barn-style doors that we've been able to incorporate. Over onto the side here, we know a lot of campers are using CPAPs. CPAPs is a common thing that's used aftermarket, and we wanted to make sure these things were CPAP friendly. So if you look at that little area back there, that's a nice deep storage area with a 110 outlet in it. that we've kind of designated as a CPAP storage area. Yeah, just by listening. Queen bed is optional. Most of the rigs that we're building do come standard with the king. You'll see underneath the bed we have some great storage. We do have the 2 folding chairs, which I mentioned for the dinette table, are stored underneath there. The other neat thing about this floor plan is the openness of it. We have the slide that extends into the bedroom area. Again, back to the theme of maximizing the storage. This dresser top flips up. So jewelry, phone, accessories you can put in there. Nice bank of drawers here. Even this little sitting area. This flips up as well. LG Smart TV, just like in the living area. We use the LG TV, which is smart as well.
And this is great. And I love the fact that you guys did put the additional slide in here to expand this. Most front bathroom models don't have the additional slide on this door side.
Yeah, I mean, this really is the star of the floor plan, is this bathroom and this bedroom. And by extending that slide into this area, or some of the guys don't even have this slide, it really does open it up and make this for a killer bathroom up here. Okay, so we're up into the bathroom. So this really is the wow part of the RV. People love this front bathroom. So a couple things I do want to highlight up here. Again, the soft close toilet. You're not going to bang it in the middle of the night. This is much easier to clean as well. You don't have some of the cracks that the traditional toilets do out here. Into the lav area here. So Daniel, you'll probably recognize that a lot of the fifth wheels have the double bowl sinks up here. And so in talking to the customers, engaging on our Facebook page, we kind of asked, hey, would you guys prefer a double bowl sink or a single bowl? And the feedback that we got is, hey, eliminate the 2, but give us one that is deep with the higher rise faucet that's more functional, so I can actually brush my teeth easier, wash my face, get my hands underneath it. So that's what we've done. So rather than 2 small bowl sinks, we've gone with 1 larger sink, which also unlocks some countertop space on each side. This has the lighted mirror here, which again looks nice. Shut-off valves again in here as well. All the major plumbing locations we have the shut-off valves. A great use of space here with the linen closet. And then the real wow piece of the unit is the shower here. So stepping into the shower, this is a 60-inch shower. This is actually bigger than I think what I have in my house. We do incorporate a little sitting area here. We had a very large gentleman, I think he was 350 pounds, sat on this thing. So this is rated for anyone of any size. Great use of space to shave legs, whatever. If after a long night you need to sit down during the shower, you can do that here. Working our way into this closet. Great use of space up here. So we've incorporated a new chassis system. We're calling it our benchmark chassis because we think it's setting the benchmark for the industry. Typically in a fifth wheel, this little step up extends much further out. We've been able to incorporate a much more flush upper deck chassis system that helps make it more functional up here. You can actually step into this closet and use this space much better. So we have a nice little hamper here. Great use of space. Again, I want to highlight that there is no carpet anywhere up here. No carpet in the closets, no carpet in the slides, none in the bedroom, nowhere in the coach. Great hanging rod here. You can pull it down. Very strong and sturdy. Good shoe storage throughout. Just a great use of space up here for people that full-time camp regularly. This here is prepped for washer dryer, stackable with removable shelves. And you got a light switch to turn on and off the lights in here.
One of the most important things that I see commonly on fifth wheels is issues with springs, with running gear. I know you guys did some really nice things with the running gear, and I want you to talk about this.
Yeah, we did. And that was something that really came up often in doing our research. And we wanted to make sure our product stood tall from a running gear standpoint to really make it best in class. So some things that we've done on the axles, we are using Dexter axles, but we've upgraded the springs. We've gone with 4,000 pound springs standard from the factory. And so we know people, they full time in these things. There's a lot of cargo that's added to these rigs. And we heard of instances of springs going flat. So it wasn't necessarily an axle issue, it was springs going flat. So we wanted to try to eliminate that with our rig. So we've upgraded to 4,000 pounds springs as standard from the factory. We've also done some neat things with the suspension and the wet bolts and shackles. We've gone with the Moride, the CRE suspension, which gives you kind of that up-down, side-to-side movement. And then we've upgraded the shackles to the thicker, more ride shackles with the bronze bushings as well. Another thing that we've done is the tires. So we've increased the load capacity on the tires. They are rated 4,400 pounds on those tires. So combined, we think we've done some really neat things around the running gear. We haven't necessarily increased that GVWR, but what we try to do is kind of increase that margin of safety.
Yeah, margin of safety and longevity. I think it's a nice thing, as you can walk around an RV show, you can be a consumer and you can fall in love with a sale price or something in an RV. I really love the attention to the details, because that is a very important topic, especially that people have had RVs before, who have traveled in RVs, be it full-time or just weekend travel. They've experienced those pains, so it's nice to see that you guys put a serious emphasis on that.
Absolutely. No, it's something that we weren't willing to compromise on. We wanted to make sure from a running gear standpoint that our product stood tall and was best in class.
So Ryan, our motto at Campers Inn is we're the RVer's trusted resource. Our top core values, of course, integrity, teamwork. We have a lot of things in common, I believe. One of the things that I really like about you is one of your company mottos, if you want to share on that.
Yeah, so we did an offsite exercise, our leadership team, we went offsite and kind of really wanted to define what Alliance RV stood for. So we developed our core values, and we're devoted to relationships, whether it's our dealer partners, our employees, and our customers. We're devoted to those relationships. We are customer obsessed. We're not going to settle. We're going to constantly try to push to make our product better than the other stuff out there. And then all this kind of sums to do the right thing. It's pretty straightforward, it's pretty basic, but it kind of summarizes everything. Everything that we do kind of boils down to doing the right thing. How we treat our employees, how we treat our customers, how we treat our dealer partners, our supplier partners, it all boils down to do the right thing.
We share in that, so we appreciate that.